5, 3, 2, 1. You are live. Ah! Dirty shirt and all. Oh. Hey, Mitch. Went on, went off. Oh. Yeah, Mitch, this is the new neck. I finally finished mucking around with it. My logo came in to put on it yesterday, so I stuck it on and resealed it up and put the tuners back on. Left a little watermark there near the round of the headstock so nobody can say that I'm trying to sell a fake or whatever. And I just had to actually finish the heel here at the neck joint. And as you can see here, it's kind of different colored because the original neck, when I got it and I put it on, I measured it and put it in place and I thought, oh, well, it's fine. So when I got finished it and I put it on, it was totally fretting out like over the top of it was totally fretting out over the strings. And I was like, well, why the hell is that? So I went and I quickly took a reference neck, a neck I previously had on this guitar when I got it, which was a Squier neck that fit perfectly. And I come to find out there was about 2 to 3 millimeters of difference between the thickness on the heel. So I just sanded it down and I just mounted it up and the neck, I straightened out the neck, and it's perfectly clear and almost perfectly set up after what I've done to it. So I probably would have saved myself. Yeah, no, I didn't need the shim because I made it all nice and flat. So it wasn't a matter of shimming. It was just because the actual thickness of the actual heel was too thick. Like, I mean, if you talk like in a metric sense, it's probably like, I think they said on the Solo Music Gear site, I think it's like 59 millimeter, and so that's too thick. So it wasn't allowing the strings to catch properly or be properly. So I don't have a proper like sander, or sorry, a proper saw to actually cut. So I just took a hand sander with like 120 grit, and I'd marked off along the sides of the neck. After I lined them up, I had put a scorch mark with blade, and then I filled it in with black marker, so that way I had a reference level of knowing how much more I was needing to sand, and I just like sanded it down, and now I've just mounted it. The only thing, like I said, I got left to do is just I'll just take that and I'll just clear it with either the tung oil or the or some wipe on volley. But now it's back perfect to what it was, other than high E string on this set of strings is broke. But this set of strings is garbage anyways, but it'll do me for the time being until I can afford more. So I'm not too worried about that at the moment. So that's why I got like the bit of dusty kind of white stuff up here, because I was just sanding like no more than an hour and a half ago. I just did it, so I just finally matted it all up back together and tuned it up, and then and just dinking around, and I figured, oh, I might as well do a quick little live stream, just kind of trying to demo it. Yeah, I already had the bridge tonated before, so everything I've checked out so far seems to be tonated properly. So I got the this little patch here is my little Jimi Hendrix patch that I created, and it's the bitch amp with I think in its medium, in its middle channel section, and I got the Univibe and a little bit of reverb going. Yeah, Mitch, that's all you got to do is just find a cheap Squire SE or something like that. There's tons of cheap guitars out there on like I know you're down in the States, so Craigslist, or even like I'm trying to think of some of the other places. There's some other online retailers, even pawn shops as well, that you can score for like $100 or something. And you just take it and you look at it and say, well, what can I do? Can I do I mod this one this way, or can I make the bridge better on this one? And you just do it. Same thing as like when you do like the refinishing and that, it's the same thing. Like I said, I unfortunately killed a beautiful black made in Mexico 95 standard Strat. Yeah, that one Facebook group, Cheap Guitars, I think it is. I always got cheap guitars on there too. Oh, and hey, Elmo. By the way, you and a whole bunch of others are actually unblocked in this channel. Though I won't tolerate the comments, but you're more than welcome to leave them and make yourself look like fools because I don't care anymore. Oh yeah, Mitch. So let's see here. Yeah, and like I was saying before on like Ben's channel and that, like these amps really do come out once you put the controller on them and go deep into the effects of them. Hey Ben, I just mentioned that. So yeah, Ben, I finally got the neck kind of finished and mounted. and the replacement logo came yesterday in the mail, so I got it like put on and cleared over. Like I was saying, I put the tuners back on, and I've got a little watermark up here with some initials or whatever in silver paint pen, just so that you know, somebody can't say that I'm trying to sell a fake fender. So I don't know how well this is getting picked up, but you'll notice here there's a discoloration. And the reason why there's a discoloration here on the neck is because I actually had to, when I mounted this, I didn't realize that it was actually too thick at the base of the neck. So the strings were like coming down on top of the neck, even when I had the neck flattened out. So it didn't bother to shim it because I realized it was a thickness issue. So I paired it up with another neck that I had on this that fit it properly, and found out there was about 3 millimeters, 3 millimeters, a little too thick. Scored it with like an X-Acto knife blade or whatever, and then took a hand sander and just sanded it down all nice and flat. So I'll probably put some like tongue oil or wipe on poly there to cover that back up. But I got it all now back together, and plays nice. I polished up the frets, made sure they're all nice and clean. Probably need to set up the arch of this better because it is a 12-inch radius neck, but otherwise, hey, R2, R3, hey, anyone else that's out there. Yeah, actually, you know how I got this look? Was salmon wipe-on wood dye. And the main color I'm using to get this kind of roasted, darkened look is actually their amaretto color. So I do the amaretto, let it sink in long enough, and then it kind of gives it that kind of roasted, kind of aged look, like you were saying. Otherwise, I used like a golden wheat, kind of like what I did on the replacement Harley Benton Telly neck, which gives it kind of a lighter kind of tone. But if you kind of combine them, you can kind of get that. So anyways, yeah, an older on vintage look. Yeah, pretty much. And it'll probably age nicely with age too and get darker or whatnot. Oh, and Ben, when I have your attention, this is the Tone Emporium's Big City Blues 69 ones there, pickups that I was mentioning. You can kind of hear them a bit better now that I actually got the guitar back together as well. You can kind of hear them more. And they're really nice pickup. And I think what I found out was the Ernie Ball Slinky Cobalts I had on this before, and I think they kind of drove them a little too much, because ever since I've gone back to like the plain Slinkies, or even like the regular like Fender Silver Bullets or whatever, they seem to be more kind of appropriate. So yeah, I'll just play through clean. Then I'll go neck, all the way through the 5 positions. I'll just play a simple chord over this clean channel. Hey, Grass Officer, and hey, Tokeen, for a change, I'm actually live streaming, eh? Wow, I'm totally shocked, honored, and blessed. I'm actually now visited by Philip, a Philip McKnight, Tone King. Yeah, for a change, maybe I should make use mods of my live streams. So yeah, I was just I finally got the neck that I bought from Solo Music Gear. Finally finished up my replacement Fender Stratocaster logo came yesterday in the mail, so I finally got it mounted up. Got the tuners back on. I put a little three little initial watermark on this so people can't say that I'm trying to sell a ripoff if I ever sell it. And everything on the neck is finished except for this point here, because after mounting it, after I had it all finished last night, I realized that the actual heel was too thick. So I measured it up with one of my other heels, and it was about 3 millimeters thick. So I took 120 grit on a hand sander and just kept sanding it down. And I just put some of the Amaretto salmon wipe-on stain that I used to do the neck with, and I put it a bit on here. So I'll have to recover this up with some tongue oil or wipe-on poly. And once I bolted it on, and like I said, it's came out how it is. So it's so it's all yeah, all kosher. 21 fret medium jumbo neck, maple. It's got some nice figure to it. Thanks. Yeah, again, this is a I think it's a 05 made in Mexico body. The original pickguard, original knobs. It has in it the Tone Emporium, who's a winder out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. So he's about 3-4 hours away from where I am. And these are his Big City Blues dippers, which are like supposed to be a John Mayer / Fender 59 custom shop pickup kind of style, which I think they do a pretty good job in that kind of vein. And I got like full size CTS pots, hand wired it in. Tuners are actually off of the Music Man or whatever. No, not all of them. All we need now is like Shane in the Blues, Steve from Boston, and a whole bunch of others. But most of the others are also gone to GTU 18 or whatever. So, anyways, these are the tuners that they put on those low end single pickup Fender student guitars way back in the 60s. So I put them on just for something different, and it kind of matches up with the white of the guitar. Again, the tremolo is a Wilkinson's VH, or is it VS6, whatever. So again, as you can see, it has the staggered string spacing, which definitely helps with keeping the strings in tune. It's also got a solid block. They go for about 50, 60 bucks as well. The pop-in arm thing. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's only meaning for this to be a short stream, but maybe I'll kind of TikTok around here a little bit while everybody's like on here. So there's like a bunch of new folks that are from some other strings. So you know, if you haven't checked out Philip McKnight or the Tone King and vice versa, check everyone out. Give everyone a sub. You know, everyone's good folks. More stinky product Ben is selling. So, yeah, again, Sand Para 2 on the floor. Viper VIP 2. The cheap BM 400 mic. The reverb delay effect is off. I got the mic turned down to about a third on its setting. And I have it just sitting like about right here. And I have the Viper Master at about 8 of 13. And I'm actually not going USB for a change, though I probably would if I could figure out how to set that up with the live streaming. So what you're hearing is Sand Para 2 volume at, I'd say, probably about third pedal. And what I've been playing on is some like custom patches that I created that I've got in the higher banks of the Viper VIP2. So let me go back down to my clean patch for guitar and put it on here again and just kind of do some chording again and noodling and just play down and through the switching. do the Univibe with the Butcher. I believe I said the B word before previously, but it's the Butcher, I believe, middle channel, and a slight bit of reverb. Hey, Lance. Again, anyone else out there who's still watching, go give Lance Moss a finish. He does a great little live stream on Wednesday that I've been on numerous times in the past. Lance does a lot of great things, a little bit of redneck gourmet cooking. He's done some little guitar building bits as well. Go give him a like as well too if you haven't already. Again, that's I think the biggest thing that we should be doing in the circles is everybody trying to help everyone out and give everyone else a kind of view and a helping hand. So I mean, the more subscribers for everyone, the better. Let's see. Let me try to change this up to something else here for my patches section. All right. Well, thanks for everyone that showed up. This was just only meant to be like a again 5-10 minute stream, but everyone showed up, and wow, even the almighty Bruce Love Trainwreck even showed up the last minute. So made in Mexico Fender Stratocaster with a modified, customized neck. So again, yeah. Thanks for everyone to coming and checking out my live stream. I'm blown away by some of the people that have showed up. Again, feel free to check everyone else out. They're good folks. And I'll catch you later. Have a good rest of the day and the afternoon. And bye for now, folks.